It's time for SideScrollers from ScrewAttack with your hosts, Stuttering Craig.
Die.
Chad.
I'm not having any fun. The plot's gone all to hell, and any second now, the outro is probably going to come in and cut us off from whatever we're...
And Professional Jared.
I hope your pretty little hands aren't tired, because you're going to make me a coat hanger.
And now, broadcasting from the World ScrewAttack headquarters in Dallas, Texas, it's the SideScrollers.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back to SideScrollers on ScrewAttack.com. What's going on, everybody? Hi, I'm Stuttering Craig.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Jared.
Welcome, everybody, to the most entertaining 30 to 45 minutes of your video game week. It is SideScrollers on ScrewAttack.com. How's everybody doing? Everybody good?
I'm good.
Everybody had a great weekend?
I had a great weekend, but I had a really shitty morning.
Yeah, why?
Because I rolled out of bed and stepped in cat vomit.
Oh.
Oh no, it gets better. And then I went outside of my bedroom and found that my dog crapped on the floor.
Oh. Did you step on both? Like right foot in cat vomit, left hand in poop?
That would have made it a little bit worse. I didn't step in the dog crap, but no. That's why I was a little late this morning, because I had to deal with that shit.
They're coordinating their attacks.
Literally. Yeah, I know, right? But I was just like, seriously?
When you wake up, you got landmines to deal with on the ground.
I know, man. It's horrible.
It's tough.
I'm gonna kill him.
I was a little sick all weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling very good either. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
News director Sean was out sick a day, and then he stopped in the next day, and then suddenly everybody in the newsroom was sick, and then suddenly everyone else in the office was sick.
Yes, good
Yeah,
job,
I had a whole like
Sean.
sinus thing this weekend too.
Yeah.
Sean
I'm
sucks.
slowly getting over it.
We finally got rain here in Texas, which
Yeah.
is crazy, which doesn't really matter to anybody, but it was pretty neat to see here. So
I was driving back from Dallas on Friday night when we had like a really big rainstorm, and it never really occurred to me how poorly planned Texas highways were when the police had to literally close off an entire lane on the highway because there's too much rain there.
yeah.
It's like if you drive through this, you'll get stuck and die. So drive around it, and it was really annoying.
we don't have to worry about elements down here other than heat.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we have to worry about down
Well,
here.
it should have been a half-hour drive home, and it being an hour and 40-minute adventure. So
It's an adventure, though.
yeah,
Joy.
That's why I call it at 12:30 in the morning.
All right. So then you got to deal with all the drunks on the road.
Yep.
which is
That's
the
my
worst part.
favorite. It's like there's always like horrible weather, and there's that guy. Always that guy in the truck. That just like you're just going, and then some guy just like whoa, and just flies, just screams past you. It's pouring rain. There's puddles,
And it's always a white pickup truck covered in mud.
well, no, it's raining, and then they just got a car wash.
All right.
Yep.
So there you go. So yes, SideScroll is going to be great this week. We have so much stuff to talk about. We have, in case you missed it on the site this week, the news team did a great job. We had photos from the booths at TGS this past week, as well as hot-ass booth babes, which people like. You can check out those pictures. Everybody likes booth babes, right? Of course you do. So you can click the link in the description below.
Even
and
ladies.
We'll make sure you can see that. Yeah, ladies like to. They like what they do is they compare themselves. They compare themselves to, and they go, no, I'm hotter than her.
Exactly.
That's kind of how I figured girls work. So, yeah, just a big
That's
comparison.
how girls work.
That's how girls work.
Every woman is judged.
We had, in case you missed it, we can get you all the details for the Nintendo 3DS conference and all this stuff. Great news job this week, as well as the clip of the week this past week, where, surprise, we're still alive, but everybody died. So make sure you go check that out. As well as Call of Duty in real life. I know I just ruined it.
I know. Well, yeah, but now they're gonna go see like what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah.
So it'll work.
And Call of Duty in real life, which turned out really well. It was pretty.
Yeah, Ben did a
happy.
great job with that.
Yeah, so make sure you go check that out as well. You can see everything in the click the links in the description below. You're good to go. So.
And people have been raging.
Yes, for Death Battle.
Yep. So make sure you stay tuned because this Friday is Death Battle of Rainbow Dash versus Starscream.
Rainbow Dash being a My Little Pony.
Yes, My Little Pony. Rainbow
Which I feel
Dash.
like some clarification is in order.
Oh, please do.
Because like last week's SideScrollers, we had the My Little Pony question. And we pretty much said all of us have never seen an episode of My Little Pony. But now there's Rainbow Dash in the death battle, so people were like, what, did they lie to us?
No.
We did not lie. None of us have seen an episode of My Little Pony.
But Ben had to.
What you don't know last week is we don't edit SideScrollers ever, with the exception of last week, because I ruined the surprise.
He did.
And Jared had to go through. I don't know. Do you remember what time it was? Because if you watched really close,
It was in the. It was very cleverly done. I mean, it's almost.
genius.
Yeah, it's really
seamless.
hard to find. I mean, you could try, but you're not going to find it. But yeah, there was an edit in there because Craig straight up ruined the surprise.
Hey, that's me.
And it's not the first time you've ever done that.
I know, I do it, but sometimes I just get so excited and just freak out. Ruin the surprise. Ruin the surprise. Anyway, so Death Battle this Friday, Rainbow Dash versus Starscream. Should be
I'm
really
excited.
Good. Yeah.
I can't wait for the reaction on that one.
Yes, you go bronies. You jabronis.
Ugh.
And Transformers fans.
You know they're also called generations G1, G2, G3. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Learn that. That's good. Anyways, okay. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everything in the world's favorite segment. It's time for
Hard News.
All the day's news from this past week. It's time for
We got a lot to talk about today.
Sure.
Because obviously Tokyo Game Show just happened and a lot of news came out of the Tokyo Game Show. So I'm basically going to kind of go down a lot of the kind of press conferences, a lot to talk about, just kind of a lot of quick hitter stuff. Get you guys' thoughts on that.
Sure, real quick, before we do, I just want to say thanks to our buddy Jacob and our buddy Cheapy D from Cheap Ass Gamer.
Oh, yeah.
And Jacob for snapping those pictures from TGS. Thank you guys very much, really, really appreciate it. And you can check out cheapassgamer.com as well as Solaris Games, which is Jacob's site as well. You can click their link in the post on ScrewAttack. So thank you guys. All right, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. So Nintendo had their kind of pre-Tokyo Game Show event, which was for the most part all about the 3DS, but they had some other things. First off, they did say that the Legend of Zelda 4 Swords DSiWare version is coming out for the 3DS and DSi. That's going to be available on September 28th for free.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's awesome. They also said that the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is going to have 50 to 100 hours of gameplay.
It's interesting. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
That's longer than, Final Fantasy and such, generally.
Now that sounds pretty promising, but my first reaction is that's cool. How many hours of that's going to be collecting bugs?
Oh, I was gonna say how many hours of that is as long as it's not going through the ocean. There's gonna be some horrible.
No,
tedious-
you're in the sky this time.
I know.
So you're flying around on your bird.
I know. I was making a reference. Yeah, I know.
No, I hear you. well, I mean, for all we know, you could be doing the exact same thing, just having to fly across continents and such. But
I will say though, like what trailers they have shown of Zelda, they look like they're legitimately trying to do a lot of new things with it, and I'm actually really excited for the game.
yeah, from what I played at E3, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun, and really the only thing. I think the control side of things is kind of a gimmick, in terms of you got to turn this way and you got to turn this way and you can slash and dash and such like that. I mean, that's cool, but I'm gonna have to see how that's implemented, because in the demo they made a strong point of saying, okay, you have to turn it this way because if the guy's blocking this way, you can hit him down this way, and I think that was really neat. But in the trailers they've shown, I do agree that they're trying to change things up a little bit, and that is exciting. I don't know if I want to play it for 50 to 100 hours though. That's a long time to invest in a game. That's like a full-time job.
Well, I'm trying to think. How many hours was Ocarina of Time?
Ocarina of Time?
Yeah.
Oof, I don't know.
First playthrough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to remember.
First playthrough probably on 25 to 30.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And that seemed like a long game.
Yeah.
Especially for a game but with Ocarina of Time, you got to remember you're running around across the field back and forth until you get Epona, and then you finally can speed the process up. So, I don't know.
Anyway, they also showed off a bunch of trailers for a lot of games. A lot of we already knew about. They had a new trailer for Super Mario 3D Land. Any new thoughts on that?
Not really.
It looks just as slow as what it looked like what we played at E3.
Yeah.
Concerning.
Yeah, and a lot of people, Ben got a little slack from folks because he mentioned on the forecast that the game is slow as well, and I think that the game's going to be fine.
Yeah.
The game's going to be fine. It's going to be a good game, but maybe it's just because when I play Mario, I like to hold down the sprint button as much as possible, and try to get around as fast as I can. I don't recall that being on the 3DS version. There might be.
Was
there?
we were holding the run button, but it just felt like it might as well have just been holding the slide pad at full blast without holding the run button in normal games. Because especially New Super Mario Brothers on the DS, you can sprint through the stage and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it just feels really slow on the 3D and the 3DS.
It's gonna be a good game.
It'll be fine,
Yeah.
just not as high
just
octane
seems
as
weird.
previous Mario titles.
Yes.
New trailer for Mario Kart 7.
I'm excited about that.
Found some tidbits in there.
Yes.
Yeah, we went through myself and Drake, the trailer guy here, found a brand new power-up in Mario Kart 7 that was just briefly clipped by was the Leaf from Mario Brothers 3 is now a power-up
Oh, really?
in Mario Kart. No idea what it does, But they also showed just a fire flower.
You get to
just throw
spin and
fireballs.
knock other people out.
That's those things, like F-Zero GX style, just
Yeah.
knock their asses off. That'd be awesome.
Or you can actually fly with it.
Yeah, you hit a ramp and then
Because flying
If
is...
you, get, like, if you go over like a speed boost, you actually start flying a little bit,
Yeah.
and bring
Yeah.
out the hang glider. That would be cool too.
I'm just saying, they already had the hang glider in it. That was my first thought, is the ability to fly.
Yeah.
So, and the Lucky 7.
And the what?
The Lucky 7. That's another power-up in it as well.
I didn't see that.
Okay, maybe Drake caught that one, but there's a 7 in the power-up, which it's Mario Kart 7. So I think I think they use like a 7, and we don't know what it does, but it's in there.
You're now in 7th place.
yeah, it's the horrible one.
That'd be awesome.
Which there was a post about this on ScrewAttack News this past week. So
They also briefly showed off Luigi's Mansion 2, Paper Mario 3DS, and Kid Icarus.
I'm less excited about those 3 games. Kid Icarus kind of lost my luster, a little luster for me. Luigi's Mansion, I've never been a big fan of those games.
I never played Luigi's Mansion. Like,
It's
and
okay.
I've heard from both. Some people say it was really bad. Some people say it was really good. Jared, have you played it?
It was okay.
Okay.
Here's the thing: if it was not Luigi and you threw anybody else in that game besides Luigi, if it was like Peter's,
Right.
you know, Peter's Mansion.
Peter's Mansion.
You know,
Joke there.
If it was just whoever, you know, like the game wouldn't have gotten nearly as much acclaim as it did. But the fact that it was made by Nintendo and it has Luigi,
Luigi in
and
it.
you know, and he's going Mario, you know, the
Yeah, I
entire
gotcha.
time. So, yeah.
Now, some new games they showed off, like brand new games for new trailers and things like that, was Mario Tennis, which, whatever.
Always fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Which reminds me of Virtual Boy Tennis, only it's still in 3D. They also said that Concept Saga is coming to 3DS, which is actually really cool. Square Enix has a new game called Bravely Default Flying Fairy, which is actually a very, which I said on Hard News makes no goddamn sense in English. But the game itself actually looks very pretty. It's got a very similar character model style to like the Final Fantasy III or Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles and DS games.
Okay.
Looks very pretty. Capcom showed off Monster Hunter 4, which was a huge deal.
And Jared came.
Yep.
I just imagine as soon as we were watching that thing, just imagining your face just going, oh yeah.
And on that day, the sun was blocked out for 20 minutes because my penis was just shot into the sky with an infinite erection.
Yeah, it's such an inconvenience every time that happens. We can't work in the office. You know?
It's amazing.
Some people use it as a beacon of hope.
Others disappointment.
Some people use it as a sundial.
Another thing I'm kind of excited about, they hinted at the possibility of Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright coming stateside. It's not confirmed, but there was a press release that strongly hinted at it, saying like the English voice actors were not chosen yet for Layton and Wright, which kind of says maybe.
See, that'd be really weird, something odd to announce at Tokyo Game Show. You know, that's kind of a, you know, they had this game that everybody wants to bring over to America, or that, you know, the hardcore audience wants to bring over to America. But wouldn't you want to announce that like at an English or
Well, it wasn't-
American
That's what
or-
it's not. It wasn't an
Just
announcement.
teasing it.
It was just a press release saying, you know, here's the game, you know, here
okay.
are the voice actors for them, and they're actually some famous voice actors. They're doing a live-action Phoenix Wright movie, and they got the same actors for that to reprise their roles in the game. And
Got
they
it.
just had a blooper on their English voices not chosen yet.
Okay.
And then finally, they also said that the 3DS additional slide pad, that more than just Monster Hunter is going to use that,
Sure.
which actually is kind of cool because some games could
saw
really
it
use that.
coming, though.
For example, they said Metal Gear Solid 3DS Snake Eater is going to use the additional slide pad, which when I played it at E3, it needs an extra slide pad. Resident Evil is going to use it. Kingdom Hearts is going to use it. Yes, Craig.
So Jared, we've heard this before. Remember what else was going to be used for different games?
Remotion Plus.
What's that?
Wii Plus.
Wii Motion
Power
Plus.
Glove.
Power Glove.
Super Scope.
Yes. The board. Wii balance board.
Mario Paint
It
Mouse.
just goes down the list.
Yeah, Mario Paint Mouse.
Yeah, for sure. So it's funny because I know. Go and finish your story, and then we'll come back to this in a second. So.
No, I'm done.
Okay, so it's funny because this guy posted on Facebook, my Facebook wall this past week, and this guy ranting about like the new generation, how it's the worst generation. He goes, oh golly, all these. Why do you have to have constant updates for the consoles, and why do you have to have there's all these crappy peripherals, and you know, and if you just look back through the annals of time,
It's always been.
it's been that way the exact same time. The only argument you can have about this generation is DLC. And even then they had DLC. What was Sonic and Knuckles? It was DLC without the DLC. It was an update to the game that made it better, and it cost you money. So this type of thing has been happening since video games started, and people are like, ah, rah, rah, this is the worst thing ever. Look at how much game companies are screwing us over. The difference is now there's the internet and there's video internet, which YouTube started right when this console generation started, right? YouTube really took off, which allows people to get on their computer and voice their opinion. And what's the trend now? To be mad at things. People like when you're mad at things. So I'm gonna yell and rant about things that I really don't know a whole lot about, but I'm mad about it. But if you look back at the grand scheme of things, it's the exact same thing for every generation.
No, it definitely is. I mean, there's been tons of shitty peripherals. This is my favorite, looking at the really crappy old ones. We had the Genesis bats.
I mean, you
Remember? We still have it, right?
Stupid
I think we're
things.
saving it for a video.
Look at the wall. Look at okay, we got this wall over here, and just on the side of the NES box, there's 4. You don't have to worry about getting it, Brian, but there's 4 peripherals. The Max controller, the NES Advantage controller, the 4-player adapter. You know, these are things that came out with the NES right away. The Zapper, you know, is a peripheral. You know, it's like, I don't know. Anyways, let's keep going.
I would say the slide pad's more useful though, because that just adds like functionality that should have been there from the start.
I agree.
Sure.
And I think
It could be more
it
utilized.
will be used, but yeah, like you were saying, Nintendo is really bad about that. Will be used for future games. Like it's on, like, I didn't even know, like, for example, I had the Mario Paint thing out the other day, and I was looking at it, and I saw that, and it's like, for use with new games coming out or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck else use this
Hey,
mouse?
It's not just Nintendo. Look at the side of the PlayStation box. See all those little boxes down there? Those are all peripherals.
This is really a conversation for another time.
Yeah, it is, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
it's
we'll move
something
on.
to point out.
Next Tokyo Game Show news. Sony had their press conference, and all they really talked about was the PlayStation Vita. They talked a little bit about the games. They are going to get Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 at launch for it, and it's going to have additional functionality, which pretty much means touchscreen controls.
Oh my god.
Maybe some other stuff. Who cares?
Is that the game that has the Sony characters?
No.
That's
No.
Okay.
You're thinking of Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
That's okay. I knew it was one of the 2 fighting games. So
Yeah. Do we get that?
All right.
We just had a power outage.
That was weird.
the fuck. All right. Well, let's just keep on going.
Yep.
Okay.
That was just strange. No more talk of TGS.
Sony heard us!
You were going to mock the Vita.
I'm sorry, Jack Turton. I'm sorry.
That was weird.
Wow.
So we're just gonna very smoothly,
Transition.
yep,
The fuck was that?
just gonna come back from that. Hey, so the Vita's gonna have really expensive memory sticks.
So did the PSP.
Yeah.
And then they went down.
Well, the thing is, like, they're not even using like the old memory sticks that have already been established, like Memory Pro Duos or anything like that. They're using new proprietary memory sticks for just the Vita, and there's some ridiculous prices. 32
Like $150.
32 gigabytes is gonna cost about $120 or so.
Oh my god.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it's 32 gigs, but yeah, that's when the PSP came out, if you wanted the bigger sticks, they were crazy
Yeah.
expensive.
Hey, Jared, I'm sorry to interrupt, but real quick, with the power outage, can you still hear us? Is it okay? Did everything turn back on all right?
Yeah, I still hear you.
Okay, just making sure. Okay.
Cool.
My thought was.
That was really strange.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure everything's working. So, what else?
Memory sticks, expensive.
Really
Damn the
expensive
man.
memory sticks.
All right.
Consider you can get a 32 gig memory, like just a flash drive for
Like 40 bucks.
yeah, 40 bucks
Yeah.
now. I mean, what's triple the cost? Come on. So,
Yeah, I'm more surprised, I guess, well, I should not be surprised, disappointed that they're trying to use new memory sticks instead of just using one that's already like out there and cheap to make and everyone already has.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
of
it's
course,
just
people
so
get
they
new
can
ones.
charge more.
Yeah.
So.
They also said that the PlayStation Vita is going to have a battery life when playing games generally about 3 to 5 hours, so on par with the 3DS.
For the first week.
which is amazing
And
because how much slack did we give? Me personally, give the 3DS. You know, it's almost like the 3DS is going to get all the slack, and everyone's going to go rah 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 rah. And then the PS Vita is going to come in, and some people are going to go rabble rabble, but for the most part they're going to go, okay, well the 3DS did it, so I guess it's okay. It's like they set a precedent.
maybe I'm actually surprised. Like I figured it was gonna be like absolutely just abysmal because of the back touch screen and all the shit that they've thrown into it.
I think it depends on what you have on with it, because they did say if you're like just watching a movie, you can or playing music, you can get closer to 7 to 9 hours. They said 3 to 5 hours general, but what if you turn on your Wi-Fi, you have max screen brightness, you're using the speakers instead of a headset. If you got the
Hour and a half.
yeah, if
Like,
you got like the background programs running and things like that, how those are gonna get then. So a little more concerning then. talked a little bit more about more games possibly coming to the Vita, new Katamari game, Ninja Gaiden. A HD port of Final Fantasy X is coming to the Vita and PlayStation 3. I know you guys don't care.
Nope, don't.
But that's the thing
I
that's
was more
happening.
excited about Ninja Gaiden, and you glossed over that.
Most disappointing thing though was that they did not have The Last Guardian at all at Tokyo Game Show.
Sons of bitches.
Sorry.
Slowly losing hope on that.
Well, they announced that previously. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah, they
announced
announced that years ago. And
No,
they,
no.
Everyone got excited.
They announced that it wasn't going to be at TGS.
they maybe they'd say that and then surprise us.
Hey,
everybody can
surprise!
hope,
So
but
now
no.
you're upset that they announced that that it was not going to be there, and you're upset that it's not there. because
I'm mad that
didn't
they told the
surprise
truth. Yes.
it. Got it. Sounds good. Understood.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Everyone's excited for that game.
All right. Very good.
That's our news.
All right. Thank you, Jared. Very nice job. All right. So, as you know, we are starting to get old, and over the course of time, things happen like anniversaries. And prior to SideScrollers, Jared mentioned a rather unique anniversary that's coming up. A game that we're all really excited about. You noticed that in the last couple of years, we had the Zelda 25th anniversary, the Mario 25th anniversary, but coming up, we have the 20th anniversary of.
Yeah, this one specifically is the 20th anniversary of Super Mario World being released in the United States.
Yeah, love me some Super Mario World.
So this actually comes from G1 Sierra Foxtrot from the middle segment suggestions in the forums. So thank you, Sierra, for that. So we want to know is what are our favorite memories regarding the Super Nintendo Classic? So I mean, we've talked a lot about the Mario series in a whole, but this time we're talking just about Mario World.
The first thing that comes to mind is I thought it was like the coolest thing ever when there were like multiple ways to beat levels. And like they kind of touched on that in Super Mario Bros. 3 where you could get, fly up and stuff. But like, finding the little hidden different ways to create whole new paths that went off, and it just added like a whole new element of replayability. Because like in the beginning at least, because later on, then you're like, do this here to get through as fast as possible. But the first time that you ever did that, like I thought that was really, really cool. And finding the bonus worlds where you can get like a bunch of Yoshis and lives and all that shit. Yeah.
I actually really liked all the branching path stuff because like, they had like the kind of the like your percentage or score or whatever when you go to load up a game, and it went above 100. So like, if you figured at 100, I got it all, but it went above 100. So when you're kids, like how high does it go? So like we started like creating a bunch of new like basically are starting rumors ourselves, like, if you do this, there's a whole new world up there you can get to. Like there's an island above like the secret ghost house you can get to. When you're going across Butter Bridge, a fish jumps out. If you hit A at the right time, you'll grab onto the fish and you'll swim down to an all new area and just crap like that.
Yeah. Well, Mario didn't have the percentage on it.
It wasn't a percentage, it just had a number.
Yeah, I think it was like
worlds
96 or something like that. 92, 96, something like that, for the number of levels in the game. But yeah, and there was all that stuff where you'd hear rumors about how to get to this extra level that never existed, and it's just your friends making up bullshit.
Like that cloud comes by here, there's a cloud world, you can go there, I know it, like.
Exactly. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Then the internet came and
Ruined
squashed all
everything.
Some of my memories
the
actually they don't have anything to do with the game itself. They actually have to do with when the Super Nintendo came out. I was in such awe because you saw it in the Nintendo Power. You saw the this mysterious picture of this box that had a glowing red, and it had the fog machine behind it. It was all like, oh my god, that's so cool. But when it came out, it wasn't like today where when it came out there was lines around Best Buy to pick up your Xbox. It was when it came out, and sometimes you didn't even know it came out. You just knew it was coming out sometime. And I remember this girl, Melissa Wainscott was her name, and I remember she had the Super Nintendo. She was the only girl in my class, and
Which was so hot.
it was cool. Well, I'm not gonna lie, it brought her up another level because one, she played games, and two, she was a girl. So, look, when you're a kid, you're like, oh crap, that's amazing, right? So, she, I didn't believe her. First off, I was like, you don't have it because I didn't think it was out first. I didn't think it was out, and so I was like, if you have it, you need to bring the instruction booklet into class, and she did. And I was like, oh,
I'm so sorry, I doubted you.
I was just like, this is the coolest thing, and it's one of those things where.
And that's the story of Craig's first erection.
It was one of those things where she lets you see.
Craig, here it is.
What's happening?
What is happening to my pants?
I have all these ceilings.
Can I take this to the bathroom?
Well, on that note, she'd give you the book, and you just analyze every single thing about it, every little. Wow, that's so cool. And you get done, and then you start turning back over, look at the cover, and then you start reading it again because it was so great. You know. For me, that was like one of my earliest memories for sure. And then when I finally got a chance to play it, I was playing it with a buddy who had a Super Nintendo, and Yoshi was there. And there's a part in, I think it's like the second or third, like 1-3, 1-2, something like that, where you first get Yoshi, and you're running.
Sacrifice him?
No. There's a vine that goes up, and you go up the vine, and you go up, and you get like a little Yoshi coin. And he goes, watch this. This thing has awesome memory. I remember it like it was yesterday. Because this is awesome memory.
I know exactly what you're talking
about. And he
about.
leaves Yoshi, goes up and gets it, and Yoshi's still there when you come back.
What?
Yeah.
The screen didn't reset it?
So you like jump like right where Yoshi is, and you just put down the controller, you land on it. You're just like, yeah. That's how good I am in Mario World.
It was pretty
That's
awesome.
right.
So, you know, there's a couple.
Yeah. What happened? When did it change? Like, remember, like when a console would launch, they had like a really kick-ass game to come out with it. You know, like Mario, Sonic, Super Mario World, and then it just kind of fell off. And now they save those big games for later on.
When did that change this generation?
Yeah, well, the big game.
That's
Xbox's Halo was like the last one to really do it.
Well,
If you want to count Twilight Princess for Wii, but really.
yeah, but it didn't.
It was a GameCube game brought over.
Yeah, I think the big game for this was Wii Sports. You know, that was the package game. That's what
Right.
moved the Wii. And now those franchises have been established. Like they sold those games, you know, like
To get you hooked.
to get you into it.
Yeah,
and
so
to
Mario
establish
World.
them. Well, Mario
Hey.
World wasn't bundled with it, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
It came with the
with
Super
Super
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure, but yeah. So a bit more bigger, a bit more stronger, a bit more.
They said bit 16 times
Did they?
in that commercial.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That's awesome. That's a fun fact.
I think there was something magical like the first time you get on Yoshi. Like that was
Definitely
that was
true.
such a game changer for Mario.
And the fact that he.
And then when you get different colored Yoshi.
Oh, that was
I
awesome.
know.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
My favorite was the blue one because he could
Everybody's
fly.
was
Yeah.
blue. Yeah.
Why? Because like, oh, this is a hard level. Whee!
How useless was the yellow one?
Pretty useless.
Let's be honest.
No one liked the
ground
yellow one.
pounder.
Do you remember when you accidentally ate the berry off the bush for the first time? Because you're just
What the
like
hell's
running
happening?
around tongue and you're like, oh! Because it was like almost like a little secret.
Or the time he crapped an egg and a mushroom came out, and I was like, why? Okay.
Yeah, eat it. But somehow by Yoshi eating things, it gives it to me. You know, like, eat everything.
Or, you know, speaking of the different colored Yoshis, with the, I think there's maybe one or two in the entire game, the multicolor flashing shell, that you got all 3 powers.
Yeah. I was like, I'm flying, I'm pounding on the ground, and when I'm done with him, I spit fire.
Fire.
Right.
I am a god.
Pretty amazing stuff.
Do you guys remember the first time you found out you could steal lives from the other player?
Oh yeah, that's right. You could do that.
We had button wars where they
Yeah,
come up, you start slapping the R and L button, just
Yeah.
That's great.
I remember because I screwed my friend over too because I found out and I thought it was like the coolest thing, so then I pulled it up. I was just like, oh yeah, ding ding ding. He's like, how are you doing that? I'm like, it's a secret code.
Eleanor, what's up?
And then he dies and it's like, I bet you want lives. Sorry, you know, when I get to the bonus level.
I don't think I've ever seen a Mario level as difficult as all the ones in the special road of Star Road, where it's like tubular, gnarly, radical, awesome, like all this kind of like 90s slang words. But that was the different levels. But those are tough.
Or like you fall to your death every other step.
I know there was one in there that was just a big disappointment. There was one in, I think it was like the last level, was just you're expecting to be like this ultimate climax of difficulty, and it's just like just a bunch of coins. It's like a reward level, I think. And that was, if I'm remembering correctly. I need to go back and
Yeah, we need to play it again to
explore.
remember.
Maybe we can, pretty soon.
Maybe we should.
Live.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, we
great.
should. That'd be good.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great.
But yeah, then
would
you
you
get through the Star Road, and then all of Mario World is different. Where like all the turtles suddenly have Mario heads instead of their shells,
That's
which is
pretty jacked up.
terrifying a
Yes.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, they're all walking. No, oh, speaking of the turtle shells, one of the most unique things about the game really early on, I thought it was so clever and so cool, was when you jump on the turtle shells and the little turtle just gets popped out, and he's got a little shirt on, which is so funny.
And he was so pissed off about it. He's like, that's my home, dude. What the heck?
Then you pop it into them and they die.
Actually, I thought it was amazing how you can hold the shell, look up, and kick it
Straight up. Yeah. Just bah! Yeah, you can control it. And then I always thought it was really cool when you could punch turtles. You remember when you're like,
yeah, when you're climbing
on the fence?
turtles-
That was the most satisfying thing ever. You know, oh, here he is. BAM! And it makes the pop sound and it falls to its death in lava.
Just
you
like,
know?
holy crap, Mario just punched that dude.
Exactly.
He's jumped his whole life. He's like, BAM!
Exactly.
Speaking of the fence, the fact that you could rotate to the other
side.
plane was really cool. On the other side of the fence. So
It's good times. And anybody who hasn't played Super Mario World that's watching is going to be so confused. You should go play it.
Mario World is amazing, is
Yeah.
basically what we're trying to say. And if you haven't played it, you are missing out on a piece of gaming history.
yeah, it's true. It's one of those things where if you play it now, you're like, okay, you see a lot of the elements that were introduced in Mario World in a lot of games nowadays, but when you first saw it for the first time, it was mind-blowing.
Absolutely.
So,
And going back and unlocking the exclamation blocks, so then you can go back and play previous levels that used to have the outline of the blocks, now allowing you to do
All
more
the different
secret crap.
keyholes and
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah. Amazing game.
great stuff.
Amazing game.
Definitely.
Very good. So, happy anniversary, Super Mario World. I miss you, Melissa. Wayne Scott.
Whoa!
Thank you for exposing me
And giving him his
to
first
Super
direction.
Mario World.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Super Mario World talk. All right. No better way to make a smooth transition to the SideScroller news desk, because it's time for the SideScroller news desk. Get the music.
You took his line!
No, good. I've been trying to get him to say that forever because I think it's so awkward when I say it. But he made me do it.
All right.
There you go, transition.
So we got a few good stories this past week. Once again, if you want to send me stories, you can. Craig at ScrewAttack.com, and I'll gladly take a look at them. We had a few of them. Let's just kind of go through here. All right. This one comes from G1 Wyatt. G1 Wyatt, I love this. This is great. All right. There's all sorts of. It's not so much a news story. It's more so just kind of like a funny little thing that happened. Hackers are fun online sometimes.
Sometimes,
they go in and they'll
They're
do.
filled with joy.
Well,
No.
If they go in and they make comical posts, this is a comical
okay,
post,
okay.
right? So there's a university over in Dublin, Ireland, Trinity College.
Dublin, Ireland.
It was spoofed when an unknown prankster posted the academic profile of its newest English lecturer. Any guesses?
Seymour
Famous?
Oh.
Famous movie character.
Famous movie character? Patch Adams.
Oh, nice. I was gonna say, what's Robin Williams? No.
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Was it Will Hunting?
Yeah,
It was Conan T. Barbarian.
That's amazing.
Complete with Hollywood smug shot of his shirtless, sword-clad Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, at
Is
first,
the professor? Did they write a whole thing for him?
I kind of flossed over this, and as I read through it a little bit more, I wasn't going to choose the story, but the stuff that's in this were just so great. It claims that he prepared for the rigors of academic life since being ripped from his mother's womb. Which, if you just think about it, just some guy going, "Gah! Conan!"
Ready to educate.
Let's see. When Conan is asked what is best in life, he replies, to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women, or something along those lines, just to hear them scream. The parody faculty listed claims the parody faculty listing claims he was appointed to School of English, quote, after successfully decapitating his predecessor during a bloody battle, which took a long time, which will long be remembered in legend and song. Once again, if you just think
Props to
about,
you guys.
if you're just thinking about these two professors doing battle, one is Conan and one is like just regular old professor with glasses and such, and Conan just comes along, a la Conan the librarian in UHF, just going, just cutting him down the middle. Have you seen? You guys know what I'm talking about?
I hope that like the dean was like out and like talking and he's like, we got a great staff on hand. In fact, we got a whole personal profiles on our website. Why don't you go check them out? Not knowing that this is there.
Its upcoming courses include Vengeance for Beginners and Deciphering the Riddle of Steel, which was the central plot of the film. So,
That's funny.
anyways,
That's amazing.
great job. All right. Next up is actually we don't have a Florida story this week.
Really?
Wow. I know, it's amazing. The G1s did a good job of diversifying the news desk. This time we're going to go to Long Island. And when I say what's wrong with this lady, you can say eyeliner. But there is some serious eyeliner issues
Eyeliner,
here. But
She looks pretty vapid.
Well, what does vapid mean, Chad?
Spacey.
Yeah, she does look spacey. I haven't heard the word vapid before. Thank you for expanding my vocabulary.
No problem.
But she is a mother who really loves her daughter, and you're going to go to war for your daughter,
God.
right? Especially when she's 12 years old, and she's in a fight.
Oh no. She beat the shit out of a kid.
All right, so Mama, Daphne
Mother bear.
Daphne Mellon, which sounds like a really bad porn name.
Maybe she's
Daphne Mellon.
She's 32 years old, has a 12-year-old.
She looks like she could be a porn star at that eyeliner.
She kind of does. She kind of got porn star eyes going on. She's
She
really
looks
loves
very
her daughter.
surprised. I wonder what the surprise in front of her is.
12-year-old daughter has a Facebook.
Remember that erection
right?
you were talking about?
I guess. How old is too young, or how?
Dude, I know.
for
That's
Facebook?
what's weirding me out, man.
Okay, because you can only get Facebook causes drama, right? It causes people say
Fact.
things right off the bat. Same with Twitter. You can say what you think on a whim, and repercussions are there, right?
Yeah.
So, 12-year-old has a Facebook. Other 12-year-old girls have Facebook. 12-year-old girls both like the same boy.
Oh no!
Oh no.
So
Drama.
12-year-old daughter of mother
Right.
gets pretty much spammed by 12-year-old and her friends all over her wall, right?
Okay.
So the mom's solution is to fight it out. So
Seriously?
So they go down to the elementary school and
Set up a ring.
I know. I was like,
put down a knife and say, "Go for it."
she at least videotape it. She could have made
Actually,
some money.
it was videotaped.
Yes.
Not by her though. But she went out and her thing was, I wanted to make sure it was a fair fight. I didn't want to make sure it was a 10-on-1 type of thing. So if I'm going to go there, I'm going to supervise this fight.
This is how we solved things back in the trailer. You know, like.
The best thing about it is that her lawyer is like defending her, and
Okay.
the lawyer says
She's just trying to make it fair.
Yeah.
the lawyer says
She
my
gave them both a
client
bad. Come
my
on.
client was doing the responsible thing. They went to
yeah?
the principal and the school district, and the school basically turned a deaf ear to it. Meaning, so wait, the school's supposed to patrol Facebook pages now. I didn't know that, first off. And second off, the solution to everything is to have your 12-year-old daughter fight.
That's ridiculous.
A fair fight, Craig.
Oh,
Which is
Can
responsible.
we see the video?
I mean, if
it's kind of blurry. It's not so great.
think about it, if she sent her daughter to a fight where she was outnumbered, that's irresponsible.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Should have given her a
Horrible
gun.
mother.
That was from G1 Flash Painting. Good job. All right, and finally, all right, there's a dude. I don't. Did you send me this one?
That was sent by G1. Start talking.
Okay.
I'll let you know who.
One of the latest waves of technology the last 20 years has been the ability to track the bad people who live in your neighborhood with ankle bracelets. Right, Jared?
Hey,
No, I'm just.
That wasn't me.
I was asking you to confirm the technology, not confirm that you have one.
this is a thing that exists.
Okay, good. All right. So in the event that you have one of these ankle bracelets, right, Chad?
Yes,
right,
I'm pretty
that-
sure it's Jakashi.
That it's there to track you, right? But not if you have a leg that can be removed. If you're an amputee.
They
Why did they
seriously.
set it up on the fake leg?
I know.
Of all the things in the world. So, and
Like, look, this is really itchy. Can you put it on this leg?
Yeah.
All right.
all right.
Oh my god! Shut up! Don't say anything. You know, like it's.
Sure. It's my first day.
Whatever you say.
Which is why when you put it on my fake leg, are you discriminating against handicapped people? You know.
He had a pretty much a GPS tagging device, and then they wrapped it on his prosthetic leg in bandages to convince them it was real. Like his leg was all wrapped up so they looked like it, and they go, oh, his knee must be hurt or whatever, and that's how he got past it. So,
okay. Do you have a spare leg? So you can just take that one off, put on the spare, and just go out of his business?
but yeah, that's what he did.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing.
He took off his leg and kept on living. So he just kept on going on,
See ya.
doing drugs
I
and stuff.
could have
Way to
sworn
go.
I just saw him out on the street. No, he's at home. You
No,
know,
right there.
like-
He's clearly sitting on his couch right now.
Computer says he's home, and computers can't tell lies.
That's right. That guy is a badass. Like,
Pretty impressive. I really.
I don't know what he did, so I'm not.
At some point, you just gotta go. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but here I'm just gonna top that off, and there you go. All right. Anyways, so good job, G1.
He gives it to his dog as a chew toy, so it's still moving around the house.
just slowly pulling it around.
That's
And
amazing.
then it ends up in the dog's stomach, and then the dog can, as long as it doesn't leave the yard, he's fine. So.
There you go.
All right.
Pretty sure that was sent to us by G1 Jakashi.
Jakashi, way to go. All right, there you go. That is the news desk for this week. Let's move on to forum questions.
All right, first up, Freezer wants to know, what would you say is the best cartoon show or anime based on a video game?
Based on a cartoon based on a video game, period. That's tough because
Sonic Saturday AM was amazing.
you guys speak really highly of that, and it was okay. I think it really depends on what your definition of good is.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know?
I know Jared's gonna go up on the Super Mario World.
Well, go ahead.
The Super Mario World was good just because they had like all the elements from the game in the show. Only they added in cavemen and really crappy musical numbers.
Super Mario. What's that?
They did the same thing with Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
I think you can also say that the worst was Captain N. Okay, it's good.
I'm about to punch you.
No.
Good.
I'm gonna break your nose, Chad.
No. It was an entertaining show, but in terms of being based off of a video game,
It's based off many video games.
Yeah.
games, and they like
It's,
all
it's
pretty
Video
terrible.
World. Chad, you take that back.
Look, it's clear they
take
didn't
that back
try. I am less offended by that one that doesn't try than the other video game cartoons that did try. For example,
Zelda?
Street Fighter the cartoon, hilariously bad. Mortal Kombat, hilariously bad.
I've never seen Mortal Kombat the cartoon.
It's
You
really
have to
bad.
watch it.
What's Sonya's phrase?
It's combat time!
That's it.
And then
That's Sonya's catchphrase.
then every
as she
time
runs
Johnny
in to
Cage
go
goes,
fight.
"That's combat with a K."
They like, yeah. that's-
Johnny Cage wasn't in it.
What's that?
Johnny Cage wasn't in it.
Oh, man.
Because they would expect him to punch people in the balls and they couldn't have that.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, the combat scenes are horrible. They like reuse animation. And,
It's
like,
terrible. It's the
really-
worst. It's so bad.
Yeah.
You have to see it.
Well, so there you go. That
Zelda
may be the
was
best
bad.
one because you have to watch it, right?
It's so bad. You have to see it.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been really a great, anime or cartoon, I guess, based on a.
Dude, Sonic
Video
Saturday AM is really good.
Didn't Wing Commander have a cartoon?
It did.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
And what about the Street Fighter anime?
Well,
Yeah, I watched it
Anime's-
a long time ago.
the animated movie was all right. They also
I-
had an Alpha movie, which is also all right.
Yeah, I've seen bits of it. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. In terms of the best video game production ever, whether it's cartoon, whatever, the best. I'm gonna stand by this. The best video game movie I've ever seen is Scott Pilgrim, and it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have to do with a single video game.
I thought you were gonna say Mega Man.
No, it was very good, very good. Mega Man was, and then I saw Scott Pilgrim, and Scott Pilgrim is everything you want in a video game movie. It's phenomenal. So.
Yeah,
All right.
pretty good. Next up, we have a video question from the Middleman 97.
Hey ScrewAttack, G1 Middleman 97 here, and I just recently got my Dreamcast. It's really awesome, it's got some great games on it, and it's a shame it died off so fast. My question is to you, are there any systems that you wish were more successful at the time, or didn't die off so fast too? Thanks.
Pretty good question. I think everybody's at the top of their list is probably the Dreamcast, just me personally. But there's a lot of consoles that I don't think that I didn't even know about growing up. Like the Neo Geo Pocket was like a phenomenal little handheld.
I had that though. I love that.
Like it was a great little console, and like the Neo Geo in general, it was so expensive, and that was always kind of the unattainable for pretty much everybody. It was super expensive, but it was arcade. So what about you, Jared?
Super Nintendo.
Just wish it had a longer life. Yeah.
I mean, it went a good 6-7 years. Crap, let's make it 10.
Well,
Make it 15.
technology was changing. The PlayStation came out. and
No,
it-
I don't care about all this 3D crap.
Well, and
Super Nintendo was amazing.
That's
It
what
A lot
was.
of the games still look amazing today.
Yeah. And that's what I love about Xbox Live and PSN right now, and WiiWare for that matter, is that you can get games that are, essentially Super Nintendo games for extremely cheap. $10 now. You can get games that are, along the same lines, side-scrollers and very basic games that, you don't need 27 buttons to play. So.
Personally, I really liked the Saturn. I felt it didn't get, it's just time out there. Like I remember Virtual Cop. I thought was like the coolest thing ever. Because I had two of the guns, my friends would play, So Virtual Cop was awesome, and
Die Hard Arcade.
Die Hard Arcade is exactly where I was gonna go with that.
Yeah, man.
Die Hard Arcade kicked fucking ass, man. I love that game. We should play it.
We should get it at an auction.
What?
Because they have those.
Get the Die Hard Arcade.
Oh, the
auction
actual-
arcade.
Yeah, the actual arcade game.
Dude, that'd be
They have
awesome.
a million of those. I don't want it. I don't want it in the office.
Why don't you
so-
want it? It's amazing beat 'em up. You got to pick up guns, or you can pick up the combination of the spray can with the lighter and set people on fire, and then have the quick time events. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good game.
You should have that.
I do have it on my Saturn.
Okay.
So anyway,
All right.
next up we have another video question. This time from Deadpool the Great.
Hey, ScrewAttack, G1 Deadpool the Great here. I was just wondering, if you could join any video game faction, who would you join?
Okay. Whoa, Craig's got a very serious answer apparently.
I would join the Koopa Troopas,
The Koopa Troopas?
and I would be the one to take down Mario.
Would you?
It would be me.
Or would you just be another and countless slaughtered
At least
before Mario's
At least I would have a badass undershirt that I would wear as I am kicked out of my shell. I'm just saying.
And then would
Can
live
you
the rest of
please-
your life without a home.
Yeah.
It'd be sad.
Just picture you in the like a Koopa shell doing the walk.
Or no, I'm that annoying Koopa with wings. With that
just goes like
up and
this.
down.
Goes up and down, or like
Or
walks
you-
and sometimes floats.
Yep.
I don't know. I can constantly be flying or walking and
you
flying.
bastard.
That's my faction.
Jared?
I've been playing a lot of Deus Ex Human Revolution, so I was gonna say Seraph Industries because the perks are awesome. I can make myself part robot. And have sunglasses that doesn't require a little piece on your nose to hold it on. Just comes up from the side.
Yep.
Using science.
Just for the badass sunglasses.
Yeah?
Just walk up to a girl at a bar and you're like, "What's up?"
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's right.
And yeah, and then at night, you can install a boombox so I can just start playing out where my sunglasses. It'd be horribly lame.
Boombox comes out of your shoulder.
Exactly.
What about you?
I have to go WoW nerd and say horde. So you have to represent so that all the people that are on Alliance are like, rah, rah, rah. Yeah.
Okay.
Robert Brook. Alright.
And let's see, next up we have a forum question from Super Chun Lee 89. It's been a little while since we had a question from her. She wants to know, what has been your favorite side-scrollers moment so far?
All time?
All time. I know mine, so I'll give you guys a chance to think.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is before I was actually one of the hosts of SideScrollers. I can't remember if you were out of town or whatever, but we had to come in.
Oh god. Oh god.
And we did a ScrewAttack theater.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh man, the ScrewAttack.
the ScrewAttack theaters, which was you and Corey and Destin set the first one, where like you just impromptu made this story and did the sounds for. So when you guys were gone, we were like, hey, well, let's do that. And so we found this, like, it's me, Nick, and Ben, I'm pretty sure, and Jose. And we did this, we found this random plot generator. So we just entered all this thing, and then we did a news story, or whatever the hell it's called, I'm forgetting it. A ScrewAttack theater on the plot that it generated for us. And it was like, I played the 4 British men on welfare, and like,
I remember that.
dude, I seriously, like, we were laughing so hard, and that's my absolute favorite SideScrollers moment. And then someone animated it. If I can find the link to that, we'll throw that in the description.
You got any, Jared?
I got nothing.
Nothing? You have no favorite SideScrollers
Well, the thing
moments
is,
ever?
like, when you edit the freaking show, it all just kind of molds together and becomes one gelatinous cube
true.
of just side-scrollers.
What about our Advantage content last week? That's like a close second for me when we were talking with Craig about spooning. Are you kidding? That was like,
Actually, no, but I'll say my favorite moment on side-scrollers was towards the end when Craig suggested that for the side-scroller's birthday picture to dress up as Hurricane Irene.
Oh yeah. And then we just made fun of him for like.
We made fun of him for 5 minutes straight until he gave up and just ended the show. That was one of my favorites.
Everybody gets it. It's all right. All right. Mine, I'm gonna go way back to like literally SideScrollers episode like 4.
Okay.
Right. I was down in Austin, and I was trying to. It was like me and Tom, and Tom was up in Dallas, and I was down in Austin. And I remember, I was like, I gotta get SideScrollers done. I gotta get SideScrollers done.
Okay.
And it was just me, and I was in my brother's apartment, like just me. It was like just 10 minutes of me talking, and I remember finishing.
No one?
It was called SideScrollers Mini, and it was just a mini SideScrollers. It wasn't a full podcast, but I just remember there are a couple things I remember from this. I remember getting done and being like, well, that sucked. And I remember I learned that it's really good to have people to bounce stuff off that day. I realized I couldn't carry a show just talking about nothing.
Right.
And I gained a lot of respect for people like news hosts and sports talk guys who can just talk for hours about nothing, and
keep you
carry
entertained.
shows. Yeah. And another one is the very first SideScrollers. where it was actually a video podcast. We didn't like film ourselves, but I put stuff on top. It's like you see now with clip art on top.
Image search.
Yeah, it was like a lot of clip art on top of it.
Okay.
And we filmed it, or we recorded it like in the afternoon, like at 3. And I went to bed at 3 in the morning that night because
you're getting all those images.
Yeah, because I was playing them all in, and I was like, God. And I'd never done anything like that before, and it was horrible. But I just remember going, okay, this video thing's not going to work.
Do we have that?
Yeah, we have it on archive, but it's not like on the site or anything.
We should put that up. I would love it.
I had this thing really early on where I thought it'd be a good idea, mostly because of technical issues. I didn't know how to balance it to where both voices came out of both speakers. So I was coming out of one, and he was and Tom was coming out of the other. So I was like, well, it sounds like we're talking to each other from both sides, you know. And it was a really bad idea.
That's awesome.
I like my way of justifying
Like
it.
2 people are actually there.
Yeah. So
Like you're in the experience.
It sucked bad. So those are some really side-scrollers memories. So
That's awesome. All right, well, that's it for forum questions, but I have some birthdays.
let's fly through them.
If you guys remember, the challenge was to dress up as a female version of Tony Romo, who is apparently the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, because he played like a bitch or something for people who care about sports.
Apparently, he did not play like a bitch yesterday. He broke a rib, or this past weekend, he broke a rib, and he won.
Well, I hope you feel like an ass.
You know what? I think he broke a rib just to show you up.
Yeah.
He watched SideScrollers like, I'll show you.
I'm
a stupid. Crunches, and then he just looks
Tony
at the
Romo,
camera.
if you're watching this, and I hope you are, Tony, I'm sorry.
For what's about to happen.
Tony, how about you come on SideScrollers and we'll talk it out?
There you go.
Okay? We'll talk it out.
Jared and I will just sleep.
If anybody knows Tony Romo or knows his email or knows where to get a hold of him, invite him to SideScrollers.
That would be hilarious.
We're right down the road.
You can try and explain to us what sports are. No, all right, first up, Isan was his birthday last week, and he got it in just past the deadline. Again, get it to me by Sunday. But the only reason this is going up is because he very creatively dressed as a field using construction paper. So he has made himself into a field.
I just appreciate that it says, I'm a field.
Yeah, and so he had to let you know. I actually needed it because the first time I was like, is he like a paper Ninja Turtle? But anyway, good job to you. Then the first one, Tony Romo, we have Batku, who apparently has his girlfriend did his pigtails, his shirt is rolled up, and he has a Super Mario star over his nipple that's showing. Joe Kahn has photoshopped braids, makeup, and jersey on himself.
Photoshopped? Yeah, right.
Blue Bomber IMO, who actually, we don't have a picture from him, but Ben asked me to say his name because he auditioned for Starscream and was that close to making it. So, happy birthday to you. Next we have Griff, who has a helmet with a football stuck in it and has some boobs.
It's probably my favorite one.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Reminds me of Ace Ventura when he's like crazy. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Chris Torres next up, who made a comic mocking Tony Romo. And there it is in all its glory. And then we have Old School John, who's in football pads with a sign that says, Big Bitch.
That's pretty good too.
So good job, guys. Congrats on existing. And let's move away from sports.
Yeah, let's do it. But those were really, really nice. Your job for next week, if you want to be featured on SideScrollers, as you know, this is the 20th anniversary of Super Mario World. So your job, pick a character, Shad.
Yoshi.
Pick a character, Jared.
Bonsai Bill.
Oh, you're an ass. I love you just searching obscure reference.
Hold on, I need to find this out. Bonsai Bill.
It's the giant bullet bill.
Okay, the giant one. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. Okay.
He's pissed.
All right. Yoshi, Bonsai Bill, or Toad. You need to dress as Toad. So.
Cool.
One of those three. It's not that bad, but we're
I'm
celebrating.
really curious to see how they do that.
You get double time for Bonsai Bill.
Yeah, double time.
Very nice. All right, so that is SideScrollers for this week. For Advantage members, make sure you stay tuned. You can head over to ScrewAttack.com and check out the SideScrollers extended cut. It's coming up next. If you're not an Advantage member, you can follow the link below, and it'll take you directly to a page where you can sign up and get all sorts of great exclusive content and better, higher quality video and ScrewAttack with no ads. If you're on YouTube watching trailers and such, you might as well watch them on ScrewAttack and not get any ads while doing so. So until next week, hey, I'm Stuttering Craig.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Jared.
Stay tuned for Advantage content. This is SideScrollers on ScrewAttack.com.